With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
That's fine. We didn't even announce this, so
no, we sure didn't, did we? Because we forgot.
I'm so worried about all the people who are going to log on and be like, "Time for my weekly tunnel talk," and then they'll be like, "Who is this? What is this?
Clear bell-like voice?
Who's that clear bell-like voice? You're just gonna get BLORB and you're gonna like it."
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, a No Facts, All Feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm BLORB.
Well, it's great to be back here with you guys.
I know. All three of us, like every week.
Another same week, same time, same schedule, same BLORB.
Yeah, BLORB, I love to hear that clear bell-like voice that you have.
And no one else brings it like this bell-like voice. That's always been here and always will be.
It's
so
it's that classic motto of yours, no one else brings it like BLORB.
Yeah. And before I put the elbow down.
On our souvenir stand, I believe, about that.
Yeah. Can we reveal that?
You might be wondering what's going on here. Hey, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Leah is away for the week. She could be doing anything. She could be on Everest. It's not for us to know what's happening with Leah.
We're getting little updates from her tour guide on Everest, telling us that Leah's doing a great job. She's made
Leah loves her walk today.
Her Everest beard looks incredible.
Yeah,
she's
amazing. Socializing with other people on the tour really well.
Yeah, she's making lots of friends on Everest. Mm-hmm. She's always wanted to be there. So, in the meantime, we are really excited to welcome a great friend of ours, BLORB, to the pod.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Long time listener, first time, definitely full-time guest host.
BLORB listeners don't know that they know you, but they do kind of know you because you are our much loved, best ever t-shirt artist and designer.
In-house graphic designer. Yes. She also did our logo, too, for the pod.
Yes, way back in the day.
Yes. Oh, my God. I literally forgot. Yes.
Yeah, I've been here since I've been in the shadows waiting at the Phantom of the Opera.
At the very beginning, when we had 20 listeners.
Box 5 should be left. I'm not even going to ask how many listeners you have because I'll black out currently. But
we'll tell you after, yeah.
I was going to say I could share the fun little tidbit. Can I share the tidbit about the original proposed colorway for the Tunnel Talk logo?
You can remind us of what it is.
Yeah, because that's what I think about, is that originally when I was working on the Tunnel Talk, I think even before I listened to wrestling or watched wrestling.
I don't think that you had, I think Leah said, I know someone who can do this for us. She has no knowledge of wrestling, I believe.
She's a beautiful, smoothest brain in the Southeast, they say. And I think I had to Google a picture of a wrestling ring because I didn't know how many ropes were on it. So if you look at the logo, I think there's a correct amount of ropes. But originally I did it as like a sort of very like pink Tunnel Talk because I was basing it on like a love radio show from the 70s, like call-in show.
Amazing, yeah.
And then we went more like with the retro brown. And, and there was a big argument over if it should be like sort of a mustard yellow or a brown.
Yeah,
and I heard it was
right. Yeah.
punch down.
I think Leah was voting for the pink, actually, and got voted down. That's my memory.
Yeah.
I think I was the last. I was really scared for some reason of the logo that we went with. I don't know why. I had like a real, like, I was like, I don't think it's the right decision. And I recall you and Leah correctly and confidently being like, no, it is. I don't think we'd had to make any artistic decisions as a podcast before.
Right.
So it was a rough time for us.
I will say, as a designer, doing like designs for yourself or trying to like self-brand in any way is awful. It's the worst part. Like, I wish I could farm it out to other people, because it's trying to like nail your own aesthetic down like that is awful. Nobody should do it. Shut it down.
Well, luckily, ultimately, we did farm it out to you, and we trust you implicitly, and we love coming to you and being like, we've got a deranged little T-shirt idea for our gas station, and we say, just take it away. Take it away,
and I say, I will come back into your Discord DMs with the weirdest,
the most perfect art.
Absolutely dead on every time. Yeah.
If you have not seen our Pumps for Us T-shirts, you can go to chop-tees.com and check them out. And then BLORB also designed our Hot and Ready Hot Dog Summer T-shirts, which should be coming to our souvenir stand at some point. But we loved them so much that we had to print them for ourselves for All In, as you know.
I'm so excited about the Hot Dog Ready, Hot and Ready Osprey. Has the design been revealed? Do people know what it looks like?
They've seen pictures of us in it. I think it's been like soft launched.
I'll just say that the brief that I was given was a hot dog that looked enough like Osprey that they wouldn't get sued.
Yes.
And I said, bet, let's go.
Girls, I'm in. The right amount of Osprey. And you nailed it.
It really is. You just look at it, you're like, that's it.
And my alma mater writes me for money, and I say, no, I don't need your money.
I don't need your
thanks for the art degree. I am using it well.
I have a literal patron of the arts. It's called Tunnel Talk Podcast, so I'm fine.
I'm doing it for the girls. I'm doing it for the girlies, and this is it. So
yeah.
Well, we love everything you do, and we love your sparkling personality, which you'll be bringing to the pod tonight. We did briefly reference this. Do you want to talk to us a little about how you got into wrestling?
Yeah, so it's mostly Leah, which is very funny to me because I booted her out so I could be here. So originally because I was not into wrestling, but I knew Leah had gotten into wrestling, and I've known Leah for like over a decade at this point. I couldn't even pin down the year. But it was sort of two things actually originally, was that I watched Glow on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay,
nice show. Yeah. I'll never forgive Netflix for not renewing it. I need to see Allison Brie and Mark Maron have that absolutely unhinged romance.
Yeah.
And what was going to go there. And which is a show that made me understand the appeal. Like I did, narratively. Like that got me.
Yeah,
like
the first
narrative.
time I did too. Yes. Yeah, where I watched it because my brother had watched it and I never had, and then I watched it before I was into wrestling. I was like, oh, I understand why people
care about this. Yeah, and like the storylines and the characters and all that kind of stuff. And then I love a like sort of true crime in the background kind of thing, and I started watching Dark Side of the Ring, which is maybe not a normal way to get into wrestling.
Love that.
It was so interesting, and I think it actually really helped me get into wrestling later because I understood more about who all the players were. Yeah. So then like people mentioned things like Owen Hart, and I can go like, I know what happened, and it was bad.
Okay, this is bragging. So you're saying that people mentioned old wrestlers and you thought like, I know that name?
I know
You're
what
not
happened there.
Say that on
the thing is, I will say, the spoiler alert about Dark Side of the Ring, though, is that you can go, I know that name, and it was bad. And, that guy, it turned out bad for him. Oh, that guy, he's not here anymore. Like, it's all very sad.
He's not with us anymore.
He's not with us anymore. So, but it was interesting. So, and then that was enough of, like, the backstage workings of all of it and, like, the drama of it that I kind of got it from both angles. And then Leah was really into it. And I literally remember telling some friends, we were watching TV, and I'm sure it was a commercial for AEW, and I knew Leah watched it. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I really think I got the personality that could get really into this, like dreading it. Like when somebody's like, you don't have to. And you're like, no, I'm gonna.
And it's important to have that kind of self-knowledge. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. And I fully just like, I think I just emailed her and I was like, what do I do? Get me in. Like, what's the password? And she sent me a absolutely unhinged email about how to get into wrestling, which I won't read all of it, but I did pull it up because we were sort of reminiscing it before the podcast
you should send
started.
That to us too if you.
Yeah,
yes, it's so funny.
For sure to see it now.
Because she basically was like, like, you have to just watch Dynamite. You have to just watch this thing. Because my whole thing was like, there's so much. How do you do it? And then she said, the first thing you have to do is pick a son.
Yeah. And we still say that to this day.
Yes, and I use it too when I tell people, I'm like, you got to just pick a boy. You got to just pick a boy, gender neutral. You got to pick somebody. And she said, the easiest way to get into wrestling is to pick a favorite, only care about what he's doing, and accidentally start caring about other people. And she said, here's my selection of eligible sons for you on AE Dynamite Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then she included pictures. And so I won't go through the whole thing, but she had Darby Allin, the Young Bucks, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Jungle Boy, and had to explain that he was the son of Luke Perry. Because
that's good. That's a good
important context.
But I'm a elder emo kid, so I saw Darby Allin, and I was like, okay,
nice, that'll work.
And then I said, that's my little Skelly boy, and I'm going to care about him, and which is funny because now, like 3 or 4 years in, he's still up there. He's much further down the list than some of the other people.
Yeah.
But you got to just pick a boy. You got to just pick a boy. You know,
such good advice. I mean, it is what happened to us. You know, where you're just like,
we didn't need the boy picked us. The boy picked us.
Yeah.
We're at that SPCA being like, he chose me.
Who rescued who, you know?
Yeah, but I think it is those two things. I mean, for some, I guess, like, the impression I get from how people talk about it sometimes is this isn't true for everyone, but I do, for us too, until we started to be like, okay, I have a little bit of an understanding of, like, the shoot kayfabe differentiation and, like, how the, like, behind the scenes stuff is going on. Like, that was really pivotal to us to be like, okay, I can get invested now.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have our son.
Yeah. And I'll say from a wrestling standpoint, because I guess if those are sort of like the characters and the narrative and the whatever, but from a purely wrestling standpoint, and I know this is like probably not the coolest answer, but Leah had very legally hooked me up with some matches. And I cannot remember. She's so legal. Ahoy, mateys.
Always has been.
He hooked me up with, I can't remember which pay-per-view this was. It had to be 2021. Either Revolution or All Out. And it was the Darby MJF match.
Yes.
And there's
we were there.
Yeah.
That was
that the
All
one?
Out.
All Out,
All Out
maybe?
2021.
That would have been All Out.
And there's a part in that match, and again, it's these two little guys just scrabbling around like little ferrets or whatever. But there's a part of the match where they lock up, and then they do that little hamster ball around the ring. And I laughed so hard in just the absolute purest childlike joy. And I was like, oh, they understand, they get that this is funny. Like this is supposed to be entertaining. I didn't realize how funny this could be. Watching and like I actually really enjoyed that whole match. If I went back, I would still really enjoy it. But I still remember that moment being like, I get it. I'm offended, you know.
That's a bit. It's a bit. They're doing
a bit. They're doing this hilarious. These two grown men are rolling around like a hamster ball, and this is gonna be my hyperfixation for at least 5 years. Sorry to my parents. So
my parents as well are like, we really wish that this hadn't happened in adulthood. We protected you your whole youth. You were a PBS kid. You weren't allowed to watch this kind of stuff, and then you get to be, you know, that big old age of 31 or whatever, and you're like, I think I'm gonna get into professional wrestling. They're like, this is really disappointing.
It's not how we raised you.
We talked about this,
Yeah, I know.
I think it wasn't All Out, though. Sorry to bring a fact into it.
Really?
Was it
Revolution?
Wasn't Punk versus Darby at All Out when we were there? Because I think it was his first match.
That was Punk versus.
People are already
him
screaming
and
at
Darby.
me at the.
I don't know why I really thought that we saw
tagline.
MJF Darby in person, but I could be wrong. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I could easily be wrong myself, but...
She wants my point. She said, she thinks she's got a point on the board. I think I've got a point on the board.
I do, and I'm not even going to be able to Google it fast. Well, I'll just come back and post and put a little, I was right or I was wrong situation.
I was right.
Welcome to the competitive vibes of Tunnel Talk Pod. Now, BLORB, you do have one, in addition to talking about the wrestling, which will commence shortly.
Full Gear 2021. So
Full Gear, wow, all wrong. No points.
Full Gear, MJF Darby was Full Gear?
Yep.
Wow.
Dang.
There you go. Okay, Anne gets her point. Wow. And now she loses her point. It's a little mean. It's a little mean to try and make me start at a deficit, but fine. That's how that's the energy you're coming in with tonight, Anne. That's fine. That's your choice.
It's fine. It's your choice. I could just sense the internet gonna yell at us, so...
Yeah. And I can't handle that.
When they do that?
And
not today.
You have to just look. If you want to yell at me, I'm only here for a short time. So yell at Leah. You can just at Leah.
Oh yeah. Put it all on Leah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Leah, you're filling in for Leah this week, and you will be sharing something that is making you happy. Are you prepared to do so?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
And I hope that this is not an absolutely insane energy in an opposite way to bring into a podcast like this, because for the listeners, as the girls know, I almost was not able to step in this week because my grandma passed away this week, Mimi, which is not the thing that I'm happy about. That would be an insane energy. And I was like, good riddance.
She said, I'm going to come in with a hot wrestling promo energy, okay? My grandma's dead,
Trash.
and I love it.
And I love that for me. Trash. Gonna suplex her into hell. Just kidding. She was a good Christian woman, and she is in heaven. No, so the thing that has been making me happy this week is that it's been a very sweet week. I will say she was 99. Okay, so it is very sad, but
big age.
It's a big old long age, and she was, every time you talked to her, you were like, okay, bye, Mimi, and she's like, if I'm still here, and you were like, okay, all right. But she was the best, and so it's been really sweet, and a lot of like sharing of memories, and the family's been sort of reconnecting about a lot of this stuff and sharing absolute dish pictures of her from the 1950s and all of her hot little bikinis and stuff like that.
You showed us,
I
mean, what the hell?
Mimi, and she again was a good Christian woman, but Mimi
doesn't stop you from being an absolute hottie.
Yeah.
And that's right, because my grandpa saw her. He was actually, I will tell this little story just very briefly, is that they met on a blind date, but it was a double blind date and they were with other people. And my granddad, Papa, had actually, he was using a fake name. You want to meet cute? Okay, so this was like Galatoire's in New Orleans back in like 1950 whatever, or 1940 whatever, because it was before the war. So his friend was like, hey, I have a date with this girl and she wants her friend to go, but I said that my friend like Bill would go, and Bill can't make it. So I got to get a fill-in. Much
she
like
only
this
wants
situation.
Bill.
Yeah, she only wants Bill. And he's like, can you go? And so my granddad was like, I guess. I'll go. And so he went and he's like, yeah, my name is Bill. And he's like on this date with this girl. And he met my grandma and they were at this restaurant and he just was like, sorry, I'm in love. And at some point, my grandma, Mimi, noticed his ring, I think, which had his like initials on it, which like didn't match the initials of the guy. And my grandpa was like, I cannot tell a lie. My name is not Bill. I am Truman or whatever. And she was like, and apparently she was like, well, honesty is hot. So like they fully fell in love on this double blind date with other people.
I'm so impressed that she's like checking the initials. Like,
because obviously she was like, good hands, you know. But I was laughing actually because earlier this week, so I'm reading at her funeral on Saturday. Again, I was working on her eulogy like earlier tonight. So the energy unhinged. But I was working earlier in the week when my mom called me and she was asking if I wanted to read. And I was like, I don't know. I've never read at a funeral and I'm a very emotional person. So you always get a little worried. But my mom was like, I think it would really mean a lot if you did this. I think as one of the grandkids. And my grandma used to go to like protests and everything back in the 80s and everything. And she would get on these soapboxes in like Jackson Square, New Orleans and all this stuff. And my mom was like, I think it would really mean a lot if you got up there and read. And, when Mimi was going on those soapboxes back in Jackson Square protesting nuclear war or whatever, she was scared and she did it anyway. And in my brain, I said, yeah, same thing as going on a wrestling podcast. Yeah. So this is for you, Mimi.
Oh my gosh.
You can hear everything we're saying in heaven. So
it's
just
called
everybody
activism. Yeah.
I was like, that's right.
Nice big
same thing.
I have to say, at one point in that story, I thought that your mom was being like, I want you to bring a soapbox to the funeral and stand over here. And I was like, that's fun. It's fun to get props involved. Like, I'm sure that she would be looking down being like, amazing. Thank you so much.
I just thought my mom was trying to give me a good like rallying speech about doing stuff scared, and I was like, she can't know about this podcast, but I will. Yeah. No, I think Mimi would be very proud. But this is all for Mimi, and again, she can hear everything we say on this podcast. So.
And I hope that she enjoys it because we won't be changing our behaviors.
No.
And Mimi, thank you for your wonderful granddaughter.
Thank you for your. Oh, thank you. You know what? It's okay. We talk too fast for her anyway. So you just keep that up the whole time. She won't be able to track nothing.
She's, I don't know what they were saying, but they sounded
says,
like they were
you
having
talk
fun.
so fast, but I heard laughs.
That's what we want. That's what we want people to take from the pod for sure. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
I'm so sorry. One quick question.
Dish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I went this week and I shared about my loving 99 years of live, laugh, love, and grandma for Leah, who's not here. Do you think I could get a like a clipboard that says like Leah owes BLORB a favor that I could also just carry around to cash in at any moment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and that is going to be, you can cash that contract in any time you like.
Right. And she's not here, so she's
yeah. I mean, it's going to ruin the experience of a lot of people listening to this podcast, just knowing that you're out there with it.
Yes.
But
yes. Just know it, again, because this is not a video format, but just know that I'm always just in the background of Leah's Zoom window.
Yeah, spotlight on you. Yeah.
And is it like you're allowed to kind of duck in and ask Leah for anything, or is there a specific kind of like fight? It's like, do you want to fight her for her hosting role?
Or all the points that she has on the board.
Can we do like can I get a Hurt Syndicate thumbs up or thumbs down as this episode goes on?
Yeah. Oh,
we'll
my
see.
God.
Maybe I'll last longer. I'll last longer
in
in the group than MJF does in the Hurt Syndicate. Huh? MJF, What's that? Can't stay in a group for very long, can you?
Can't stay in a group for very long, but you know what? For once, I'm not sure I blame you.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that later.
I know, yeah.
We'll get to that later. I'm really glad that on our podcast we don't have that thumbs up, thumbs down system, because I know they'd be thumbing me down sometimes. I know I'd be out sometimes. And then I'd have to be, it's like we still have to keep doing the pod. Actually, it would be like, okay, Allie, skulk on back in.
Yeah.
You got thumbs
also,
down.
if you do the thumbs down, I wonder if Zoom will also do the little bubble thumbs down, which is just great.
It loves to give us just surprise graphics. It won't do it when you try, but
it does do the balloons. Yeah.
Embarrassing.
All right, let's get down to business, girls.
Got it.
Okay. Wow. And there you go, Ann. You got it. Okay, we start with Hangman and Mox had their big no interference rematch. It was preceded by a very strange recap package that had this like in a world where voiceover that I've never heard on AEW before, and it legitimately frightened me.
They have definitely done it one time before because it frightened me that time.
Okay.
I can't remember what the package was, but it was like, why is this happening? Yeah, so did not care for it.
Wonder like where it was coming from, like why would you do that? Like I don't know. Like everything about the choice was just like I just wanted to know how they talked it through, basically.
Yeah. It was a long package too. I was like,
package.
This is going on forever for stuff that's happened like in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I was so distracted by the voiceover that I didn't pay attention to. I mean, I know what happened. I was there, but like I didn't pay attention to any of the content.
This is where I got distracted by the fonts. Whatever brush font they were using for the names and stuff. I was like, is that brush font I've had to use in something? And that's where my brain goes. So just in case you were wondering.
Was it good font, bad font?
I thought it was okay. I thought they could have done a little bit more to manipulate the type. I'll say that. The kerning was a little off.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad someone said it.
Yeah. Someone's got to be brave enough to get on that soapbox and say the kerning could have been better.
Thank God you brought that soapbox.
Yeah.
So there was some slight degree of interference. Marina managed to get Mox the belt at one point, and he managed to hit Hangman with it. There was also an attempted Death Riders incursion that was thwarted by a frankly thrilled-looking Darby Allin. If we want to just slightly detour into that, he looked like he'd come back to life when he coffin dropped off that balcony.
He was like, finally, all I've been able to coffin drop into is the ocean lately, so.
I didn't even hit a shark at all. The way he scampered, like, and then like ran back. I thought he was going to run back up the stairs and do it again, but no, he just ran away. It was incredible.
That was his energy, though, was like, fuck, that felt good. I've missed this so much. And I think that means that maybe he was edging. I believe I suggested last week. I think like he was just waiting for that perfect moment, and it finally came. But at the end of the match, Hangman dead-eyed Mox, he buckshotted Mox, and Mox achieved what I've called the most sublime completion of all, a fair, just, clean shoulders to the mat loss. You love to see it. And we all we clapped up roariously.
Good boy,
did you
Mox.
guys enjoy the match?
Yeah, it was
I
lots
loved
of
it.
fun.
I thought it was great. I haven't even seen what other people's reactions to it have really been, so I don't know where it ranks in the pantheon, but
yeah, I think
thought
people.
it was,
I don't know. Rankings I don't know, but
yeah, put things in order. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, very good match. Mox just seemed, I'll say, sensually engaged.
Yeah.
The part where he was like goading Hangman on to like to hit him. Maybe needed to leave. I don't know. I was like, Mox, there's other people here.
undoing a button at the neck. Oof, oof.
Yeah.
I
know.
He like kept putting his hand in Hangman's hair, and it was it's like it's not unusual for them to grab each other's hair, but the way he was doing it was very sensual.
It was different. And he did that pile driver on the stairs too, that for some reason, it was
oh my God.
It was so like, it wasn't like gentle, but it was like, I don't know, there was something happening.
Secure.
There.
Yeah.
Secure. Oh no.
He was taking good care of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys really needed this, and I'm glad that you got it. I'm really glad for you, and I loved seeing it. Thank God it was a match. Hangman's hair is looking so good.
Thank God that curly cut that he got.
I know.
Just grew out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone said, right? You guys too, especially were like, you just got to cut it a little too short and then it grows out. It is perfect right now.
Yeah. I was a little ambivalent on it right after the cut, but now it's just where it should be.
And he was a little bit like too, Michelangelo baby, but now he's like Statue of David, you know?
Yeah. He grew. Like, he grew.
Yeah.
Baby's all grown up.
BLORB, I'd love if you made this point about what you think Mox's vibes are recently.
So I made this point to Allie when I was talking about this match. I was like, I kept laughing, especially with Mox's promo and everything, is that Mox is at the point of a cult where he's just gaslighting the followers that the date of the apocalypse has moved. Yeah. And so, like, he just, like, his whole thing where he's like, yeah, you won, but can you win again? And I was like, oh, and I just am fully expecting him to be like, you beat me twice, but third time and the genie comes out or whatever, or like,
can you do a best out of 5? I don't think you can.
And bleeding from every orifice, just like, and all of his followers just keep being like, but we're gonna like go on a spaceship, right? Like, you like gave up a lot to be here, like dude is like, I killed my dad, like you wouldn't have fucked me over, right?
Just like, I don't know, suddenly I can't read. What we did or didn't do to get here is none of my concern, but I'm certain I'll win that next match.
The next one's going to be it. So, which I think is fun though, right? Because like, I'm very excited. I am locked in and engaged in whatever falling apart is going to happen to the Death Riders, because I do think that can only last you so long.
I know, it needs the payoff. I'm really ready for it to happen. It would be really funny if they just kept having a Hangman Mox match like every week where John's like, I don't think you can do it again. Oh, he did it again.
I think that's how you like tame a wild horse, basically. Like, I think that would be, it's like, Mox thinks he's in control, but it's like he's just getting gentled over time. He's like, eventually it's like a domesticated match. He's just like, I know that I don't want to win because I love
Mox is
when
just
you win.
doing a little circle around the mat, around the ring, skipping. Whee!
Do you guys have any thoughts about that Death Riders point? Especially, it looks like maybe Darby will be tangling with them a little more. Any thoughts on that?
I'm excited for it. I like everybody involved. I like the Death Riders a lot more in the last couple months, obviously, than the mushy middle. So,
and Darby's fun. I think he and Mox would have an interesting little feud. Yeah, it'll be sort of interesting to see. Like, I'm not quite sure where they're going because I wasn't like expecting this little epilogue to Hangman Mox, and then the Death Riders, I feel like they haven't been hitting the breakup vibes like super hard the last little bit. So it's like hopefully they'll start ramping that up a little more.
Yeah, and then if you do have Darby and Mox go against each other, who wins? Right? Like, I feel like it would have to be Darby because he's coming back.
Right.
As this like baby face and stuff. But like,
for sure.
And then that leads to the breakup, but also I don't know anything.
If Mox keeps losing, like surely his little minions.
But also, that's what people say about MLMs, and look at them go.
They go on and on and on and on.
They just keep going.
Well, we'll see if the Death Riders are the song that never ends. Let's move on to, we had two. You hate to type it a little bit, but we had two MJF backstage segments. So first, he swung by the Hurt Syndicate's locker room, and he had a talk with Shelton Benjamin, who was the only man in attendance. And Shelton Benjamin said, I don't remember exactly. This conversation was so funny and weird, and actually it was probably ultimately, I didn't, it's like, we'll get into the whole thing of it, but at the beginning, I was like, Shelton is probably doing the best talking that anyone has done in the Hurt Syndicate to date. Like, I kind of like his vibe right now.
Yeah, he's like the best one, clearly, of the three of them, I think. It's like his wrestling's fun, and it's like MVP's the talker, but he does so much like interrupting and so much like self-indulgent stuff that I'm just like over it.
There's kind of a quiet humor to Shelton Benjamin. Like, I'm like, you're having a little laugh at my expense. It's kind of fun.
I know. And in their Hey EW episode, like he and Bobby Lashley were actually like just totally fun, which was kind of startling because they have not brought that to television.
No. Well, Shelton Benjamin was like, MJF was like, is anyone around? And Shelton Benjamin was like, well, MVP's not here because he's really disappointed in you. Which was like, what do you mean?
What the fuck are you talking about?
But why?
It's like, I mean, it's like, what did he do? Like, everything. But like, what did he do to make MVP disappointed in him? He was just like, why didn't you tell me that we have a new client, basically?
Yeah, and then was like, when are you going to help me win the belt? And they were like, what the fuck, man? Like, and then we're so mad about that, as if MJF hasn't been saying that since. I mean, the motives of all this are so bananas, but like MJF has been saying since the beginning that whatever the result of this is, it's supposed to be to get him the belt.
Yes,
and so for him to be like, why are we doing that and not getting me the belt? And then to be like, I can't believe you did that. Like, it's just
how dare you try to use us in that way?
Even though we were very open about all of us were using each other and did not trust each other, and also were heels, allegedly.
Crazy.
Yeah, and they certainly are. And that was the whole conversation, because then it was like he was like, Bobby also hates you, and I know, you remember when you gave me this nice watch? Well, I know that it's fake, and we've actually been on to you this whole time, which again, to your point, it's just like, well, there hasn't, for MJF, this has been like pretty above board. Like he's been like, I want to use
He asked for the watch. He wanted the watch.
It's
crazy. MJF didn't say, take this watch to let me in. He took the watch from him. I can't believe
We've
I
on to you this whole time. That's
this.
why I took your knockoff watch for you.
Which, honestly, it's like, it would have been kind of fun for MJF to say in that moment, like, you asked for it.
Can't believe we're like, I'm defending MJF in this situation, but I am like, he did, you know?
Yeah.
It's happening.
There's nothing else you can do, because it's like MJF somehow has managed to be the most sensical part of this somehow. Like,
somehow, it's like, I don't understand why he wanted in, but at least he wanted in the whole time and has been pretty consistent about, I guess, why. But like, but the whole thing where it's like, so we spent like 3 months with you begging to get into this, and then nothing happened, and now everyone's mad at you despite the fact that nothing happened, and you're out. Like, and that's the storyline you guys went with.
And I think it's like for wrestling, it would make perfect sense. I mean, like the baseline thing to do seems like it would be that like the Hurt Syndicate had some plan to use MJF in some way, and that's what they weren't revealing, is that they were like, we're going to throw you under the bus at the first available, convenient moment when we need just a body, basically. But they didn't do that. I mean,
No, so, he hasn't really let them down in any specific
He was actually a really good sport. He's actually been a great teammate.
He's actually been a good team player.
Yeah, he's been like really the fourth person, at least important. He doesn't take up your... Weirdly, he lets you do all the talking and kind of stands in the background.
This is like you're watching the boat swing around in the Suez Canal right now. We're just like, actually, it's been kind of fine this whole time.
It's so bizarre. And it is funny because someone also reminded me today, which I had mostly forgotten about, is that like Swerve also started to do a feud with the Hurt Syndicate, and then it abruptly stopped out of nowhere, which is like,
makes you think.
Makes you think.
Makes you think. Well, so MJF, now, of course, one of our favorite characters. Now, MJF also approached Hangman backstage after Hangman won his match versus Mox. We said that he won, right? I think, we must have said that. Well, I'm not confident, but he won. And, MJF was like, okay, now this is where the sensicality leaves us again. MJF was like, it's so crazy that you keep calling me a coward, because I think you're a coward because you refuse to face me for my world championship unless I do it on your terms. And Hangman, for some reason, engaged with this kind of on its face and was like, you won't goad me into giving you a match. You'll have to earn it don't know what that means or cash in your contract that he earned.
Right. It's like, so he needs him to like enter a tournament for a title shot as well as having the title shot that he earned.
I think he's saying like, if you won't use the title shot you earned, I don't know. Like,
I guess
what other way is there to earn a title shot other than
I was going to say, I guess he
tournament?
doesn't want him to cash it in. Like, he doesn't want to, like, him to cash it in at the end of a match. But he also can't stop that from happening at this point.
I think he said, though, he was like, you can cash it in. He was like, if you want to fight me, you're going to cash that in or you're going to earn a shot. And it was those are the two ways to do it. And MJ was like, how dare you ask me to cash in my title shot? It's like, you can't use it for anything else. Like, it's not like a Visa gift card. It's good for one thing.
Is he like, MJF wants to have kind of like a match announced in the future, but also still to have the option to challenge him when he's tired? Is that?
I guess.
Maybe.
I just use it as like a do-over. And I'm like, I kind of see the point that doesn't count. Like,
yeah, it just doesn't seem like a very, like, I'm like, I don't know what the underlying logic is for this plan. And it just keeps reminding me of me when I like buy like a nice fancy treat and I'm like, this is going to be so nice for me to have. And then every day I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough for it yet. I have to wait for that. Like, and then it's like, it goes bad. Like, it's like, you know, at some point, like TK is going to be like, okay, contracts are over. Like, you can't, you know,
5 years from now, MJF still has this like clip.
That,
it's just
like
a wisp of paper.
I'm saving it for a really special moment.
They're airline miles and they do not roll over. Yeah.
That's just my emotional support cash-in contract. Don't worry about it. So I would say this doesn't make a ton of sense. But MJF he is clearly trying to go to Hangman. He's bringing Swerve into it because he's being like, we used to have a real fighting champion. Like, he would have given me a match. It's like, okay.
Don't know that he would have. Also, he does keep calling him Seabiscuit, and I think he should mix it up and bring out other horse names as a Kentuckian. I think it's a little lazy to only go with Seabiscuit. Like, get a Secretariat in there.
Yeah, Mr. Ed.
He should call him Misty. Misty of Shinkatig. Oh, that would be fun. That would be so sweet, wouldn't it?
Okay, Black Beauty. Okay, weird.
Takes
Everyone around him is like, whoa, okay. Wow. I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Now, I really want to speak to that. I want to check that this is what people think they heard. So Hangman brings up Mark Briscoe, and I think I might have missed something that had to do with this, and that except that might be on me, but Hangman is like, there's plenty of people who have earned a title shot before you, like Mark Briscoe. I'm like, I didn't think he did, but that's fine. Of course, he can have one if he wants one. And MJF makes this face, and I think says, typical man. Just a bunch of hicks from the sticks sticking together. And it was like, A, the sentences don't go together. Like, what? Typical man, just a bunch of, these are separate things. But B, immediately I was like, oh my God. If MJF started doing a bit where he is so upset about having been kicked out of the Hurt Syndicate that he's like, you know what? I hate men. I've always hated men. Men are
I hate
pigs.
all men.
I'm gonna go sit with the girls. And kept going over to the women's table and catering and just being like, can I sit here? I'm having a horrible week. We all hate men here, right? I'm like, unfortunately, I would love
that.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I hate to say that I'm very susceptible to bits.
Yeah.
I love a bit and I love a goof. And
I love a bit and a goof.
If MJF was like, men, they just promise you things and then they take them away.
They take them away.
And if they just let someone else into their faction.
It would just be, I think, and it's like, the thing is, it's like, he's not going to do that. So it's like, it's fine. Like, don't worry. Like, you won't have to see it. But I wish I could see it. I think it would be really funny. And I would want the girls to be really mean to him and just be like, we don't want to hang out with you. We don't want you at this table. They're like, they want to fight him and beat him up. Maybe they get to. That would be fun. Yeah. And he's just like, but I because I've eschewed men, I have no choice but to follow the women's locker room around and be like, listen to my romantic woes. They said that they said I could be in affection with them forever. I gave them a watch.
Men just take jewelry back.
Just take it back.
They throw it in your face. Okay, so that's what's going on. Okay, so then MJF also, oh God. Okay, so Mark Briscoe has a promo also on Dynamite where he talks to Ricochet and Ricochet's minions because he has this match set up for the main event. And Ricochet is wearing sunglasses under his chin. That's, for me, was the major takeaway. It was so funny. Incredible.
Work of his
An incredible choice.
Little comedy king.
Yeah.
And Mark Briscoe, of course, has been feuding with MJF, and I think he mentions in a promo at some point, he's like, and MJF, you'll get what's coming to you too. So that's ongoing. So then we get this main event that Mark Briscoe wins, and then he gets on the mic afterwards, and it's really a lot of time because it's after the show is over. So I'll say that.
It was like 9:15 for me.
Late.
Yeah.
Very far after the show is over.
Leah said something several minutes after the hour, and she was like, oh, how was Dynamite? Because she's away. And we were like, oh, it was good. And then said something that made it clear that it was, and she was like, oh, it's still happening? It's like, oh, it's really still happening.
And I was like, how dare you say that to me? Like, you know what the show is like. Of course it's still happening to me. Mark Briscoe hops on the mic, and he gives this promo where he's like, MJF, stop being mean about my dead brother. I'm really mad at you. I'm like the maddest I've ever been. I'm worried I might kill you. And so come on out here so I can do it. And then MJF comes at, oh no, his music hits, but then I'm trying to follow. I didn't recap it, guys. Well, just some stuff happens. I don't know. MJF and Mark Briscoe are going to fight, and then somehow Hangman got involved. This isn't my finest moment of recapping, I'll say
Mark
that.
called out MJF. MJF, the video played, and he was like, you think I'm going to go out there, idiot, hick, whatever. And then as Mark was watching that, MJF showed up in the ring, beat him down, was wearing the shirt that said MJF did nothing wrong, which I don't feel applies to this current.
No.
I mean, I know it's a Hangman callback and everything, but I'm like, well, this is... currently what you're doing is wrong, but he's like still using the like, well, if you were doing, everybody would cheer it. And I was like, if Hangman was beating up Mark Briscoe, they really
People
wouldn't.
Anyway,
like
that.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't like that. And then that kind of egged Hangman to come out. Is how that happened. Yeah.
So, BLORB, I see you're coming for my job. That's, of course, is your right as a guest. Of course, it's your right to challenge me.
She's going to earn that clipboard.
Oh, I'm sweating again. Two clipboards.
Unfortunately, I'm forced to give myself a bit of a thumbs down right now for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a perfect recap of something that I have to admit I was not watching carefully at that point at all. And so Mark Briscoe's, I think that the upshot is MJF is mad at Hangman and kind of like weaponizing Mark Briscoe a little bit as part of it because Mark Briscoe and Hangman are on good terms. And Mark Briscoe is very, very angry at MJF. The angriest I feel I've seen him. And I don't always prefer it. I don't always prefer when he looks so mad.
No, I do like him in that little court jester role a little better.
Yeah.
Conglomerating, if you will.
I think what I said was like, I don't really feel like Mark Briscoe should know any emotion other than yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. So when he looks like genuinely upset, I'm like, I don't know how to process that. I didn't think that's why you were here.
I thought he did a good job, though. And I guess I was like, again, nice smooth brain. You put anything in front of me, I'm like, oh, wow. I think a lot of times, too, is like, as long as it's something new and entertaining, it works for me. And so I was like, oh, wow, he seems really mad about this one in particular. Yeah.
I think that's fair. That's fair enough. And he definitely was like, I'm going to tap into something emotional, an emotionality that we haven't seen before. And he has done that. So, so he and MJF are going to fight in the main event next week, I think. Maybe.
Yes.
Sounds right.
Yes. I'm channeling the alley in my brain. Yeah, yes.
It's like, ooh, I wouldn't get her. I don't think we can handle another alley on the call. All right. I think as we've just talked about Mark Briscoe, let's press on with, let's see what's going on in a faction that I believe he's still technically a part of. So the Outrunners, Ishii, and Hologram fought Hechicero, Lance Archer, and the Infantry on Collision for a $400,000 reward. Where is the money coming from this year?
It's so
inflation
weird that
is crazy. Like, what is this?
Started doing this. There didn't used to be fake
for money
bonuses.
Suddenly?
Okay. Yeah. Also, it's not like I don't want to kill the magic, right? But it's not real money, right? Like, is it? Why are we pretending?
Yeah. Why are we adding fake?
I don't know why. I believe that a dinosaur is wrestling week to week, but the fact that the idea that these guys are getting a $400,000 bonus, I'm like, the taxes alone. Like, are you setting them up for success with this?
The taxes alone. It
What kind of a payment plan are they on?
What do they get a lump sum? Is it paid out over time? Like, what is this?
It would be so funny if Tony Khan was like, "You're getting $400,000. The winner's getting it, and I'll reveal who that'll be. I'm gonna pick my favorites, but it'll really motivate you."
I know. I'm like, that is money laundering. I think basically.
Tony Khan's setting up a little cash business,
crumpled
like a
bills.
car wash.
Yeah.
For some reason, like I just got so, especially about this one, I was like 400,000. Like, why so much? Just because there's 8 men? There's been 8 men before, and
it's only $1,000 each. $100,000 each, Allie. That barely sends your kids to 1 year of private school.
Scratches the surface. But I was like, I think you should be giving out like. I don't know, like different types of rewards. Like, I think I've talked about, probably said on the pod before, but it's like when I was growing up, my parents worked for this chemical company where it's like, you just gotta, and they worked there their whole lives. So just got a catalog for all of their anniversaries, and you got to go through and be like, Mom, can we get these fishing rods for your 10th anniversary? And it would just be kind of like, yeah, whatever, sure, we can get these fishing rods. I think that should be more of the prize situation for these matches.
Oh
like, not money, but like something weird, like a fishing trip to...
I would love it if Tony had a little catalog of prizes, and he was like, whatever team wins gets to pick a prize from the prize catalog.
You know what I would really like? If the prize catalog, though, and it was just pictures from the inside of his parents' house, and it was all like the weird art on the walls. Like, you could get like a real Renoir.
Yeah.
And then that does feel like it's got to be some kind of tax write-off situation for Tony,
the full
actually.
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, so it's a win-win-win. I mean, everyone's doing great.
And I think like the prize catalog actually, so it should be that he can say,
although the taxes on the Renoir have to be crazy if you win a Renoir.
And then they bring the real Renoir out on TV, and everyone cheers for art.
And then someone gets shoved through it.
Yeah.
Shoved through it.
And it's the real Renoir. I want to be
real
very clear the entire time. This is not a duplicate. This is not a bit. It is a bit that somebody goes through, but Tony just pays for it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's just like that priceless Renoir. It just doesn't exist anymore. It was part of a really cool
and he says,
pro
but
wrestling.
Creating live magic moments for the audience, that's the real priceless. That's the real priceless.
And people can watch that clip back anytime they want, which is like the same.
And the
as having
engagement on
Renoir.
X.com is going to be fucking sick.
You turn that, Grok, what happened here?
A crime against humanity.
Grok's like, unfortunately. I saw Grok say unfortunately to someone today. So when they asked if something was true, it was unfortunate, but
I didn't realize that Grok had that level of, I don't know, I guess investment in the things that he's being asked to comment on.
I know. Well, the person said, Grok, please tell me this isn't true. And Grok said, unfortunately, it is true.
I see. Grok kind of read the tone of the request.
Yeah, which is something,
Wow. Okay. Well, so I think, Tony, surely that answers any questions you might have had about how to continue with these prizes. I think
imagine the publicity, the eyes on the product you would get if you put a wrestler's head through a Renoir, a real Renoir.
Yeah, that would feed a couple of news cycles for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They should have counter-programmed Hogan's death with that. No.
Art.
An inappropriate joke, or was that okay? I think it was okay.
I think it was
fine.
Yeah.
Man, if you did that like WrestleMania weekend, you'd win that news cycle. No problem.
Oh yeah.
All publicity is good publicity. Let's
I
go.
think they are still saying that. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So we have this match, $400,000. Ishii, Hologram, and the Outrunners win despite attempted interference from the Callis family because Kyle and Roddy run out and intervene. So later in the show, Kyle and Roddy interrupt a backstage interview with Ishii and Hologram. The energy that Kyle brings to this promo, we're back, baby, but I'm saying it in the most baffled tones of my, I'm like, what happened? It's demented, the vibe that he brings.
I'm so mad I didn't watch these collision clips.
And
the world's
you have to go watch this
girl.
One. It's so good.
When you see it, thank you so much to our listener, Chai Mothboy, for clipping these for us. Mm-hmm. You're the absolute angel of my heart. It is insane. What I want to know is basically like, Kyle has spent the past 6 months or whatever with Adam Cole, like, as the most normal boy of all time. He's like, I feel an appropriate amount of emotions, and I'm just, I'm always just like, I'm here for the love of the game, and, and then the second Adam Cole is out of the picture, and
Mask
all
off.
our traditional best you and your family. Kyle is just like, I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking crazy now. Which I've known was the case, but never more than in this promo, where he's throwing his arms around people. He's like, whoa, we won that $400,000, boys, and I think we're going to be conglomerating. And he has, there's a demon in his eyes. Like, you're just like, oh, God, he's so scary. And he says, let's go out on the town to get Brazilian steaks and Brazilian waxes. I think they're going to love that.
At the same time. Two for one.
Roddy is screaming, Kyle! And coming in, and it is like, and Ishii and Hologram have no response. And then Kyle is like, great, this went great. And he leaves. I truly have no idea, what I should think Kyle's relationship with any other members of the conglomeration is. I mean, I would say, again, demonic, but I don't know. I was transported.
How does Adam Cole do it? How does he stuff all that crazy?
Just mutes everything. Again, all the
shoves it
traditional
down.
best to you and your family. I brought up the point while watching this that I felt like Roddy is Sandy from Grease and Kyle is Danny, because Roddy and Kyle have just had summer loving, okay? Roddy's only seen summer Kyle, okay? And thinks that's full-time, full school year Kyle. And then Roddy ends up getting transferred, right, to Kyle's school.
The Conglomeration Academy.
Yeah, and then meets Kyle's friends and realizes, oh, Kyle is not sweet summer boy. Kyle is a gremlin. Kyle is a sicko pervert freak. And
Kyle, why were you doing that sexual dance on the bleachers?
Who are you? And
Who are you?
And I just want everyone to think, because I was thinking about this as I was watching, and of course the real test, I think they should do this as the storyline, which they probably won't, because Roddy is going to be like, oh, now that I see that Kyle, whom I love, is with this group whom is actually his people who may or may not have tasted human flesh at some point. That's kind of the vibe. I don't know about Hologram, but the rest of them, Mark Briscoe or whatever,
I think that's the part. It's it's he doesn't speak, because what would he say?
Yeah. I was going to say mouthful of man meat, but
doesn't speak because he's still chewing.
He's still chewing.
He's always chewing.
He's got to get the protein in for the flips, But also just imagine Summer Lovin', Mark Briscoe doing the "Tell Me More" part. You can hear it right in your head. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I really think the question is going to be, is Roddy going to go full Sandy at the end of Grease and come out and be like, all right, let's do it. He's got a knife and fork and he's ready to do it.
He comes out, he's just holding an arm. He's like, for you.
They all scream.
But you can never step out on me. I have to see Roddy singing "You Better Shape Up," because I need a man who can keep me satisfied while holding a dismembered arm, because he's joining the cannibal club.
And they're all snapping. Yeah.
Boy,
I think we got something, man.
We could make wrestling so much better, I have to say.
And I think that having a prion disease would explain a lot of what goes on with Kyle.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know that much about how they work, but
they take a long time to kick in, but
well, it's been a while since he came back from that ship.
It is.
I don't understand anything about this, but I'm having I had the time of my life in this segment for sure. And I look forward to, I have to say it was a night of a week. It was a week of some of the most demented mommy's little ham, what am I trying to say? Submissions I've ever seen.
Wow.
The things that people were getting up to in their promos this week, I truly felt like what's coming through the air vents backstage. And
At the Aragon.
Complimentary. I love it. But
is it because after All In, we were like, we can't remember, sorry, we can't be awarding it, and they were all like, the girls are back, they're taking notes, go all out.
They were so mad that one didn't get handed out. They were like, fuck, we got to get them back in the game. We need those mommy little ham awards. Well, listen, we saw you this week, okay? So Kyle, you're in the running, so don't worry about that, and we'll just see what happens with you.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Okay, Athena fought Alex Windsah on Collision and won with, and I just keep writing her last name for some reason, with Windsor taking some additional damage from Billie Starks on the outside during the match, and from both Athena and Billie post-match. The crowd was chanting for Toni, and so Toni did appear, and she raced out for the save, and they all got into it, and Toni and Windsor emerged victorious, and they danced in the ring. They did some ballroom dancing in the ring, which I thought was quite fun. And then that set up a tag team match on Dynamite where they, again, ballroom danced in the ring. And Billie and Athena had some, I thought, really nicely coordinated gear. Like, it's, like, not matching, but it, like, went together, you know?
Yeah, looking great.
And Athena pinned Toni for the win. I would say the first thing, and probably kind of the main thing, because I didn't go look to see what the next match in this series will be because Mommy Leah wasn't here to do it for me. And thank you so much for everything you do. But I didn't look it up. So kind of the main topic is really just Windsah. And I'd love to just talk about how you think that's working, you know, as a gimmick.
It's so funny that she mostly just says her name. I think people were saying like a Pokemon.
Like a Pokemon.
Which is incredible. Windsah.
Windsah. Yeah. It's working on me, man. You give me something to yell. You give me a hook-in phrase.
So true.
I'm hooked, baby.
I'm kind of obsessed with it because it's just so imparsible to me. I'm like, I have no idea why this is happening, but I love that it's like you're like, and people love it. Well, I do love it. So
yeah, there's really something to be said for just coming in and doing something like pretty weird off the bat, like as though it's normal, because it really does give me a little hook to enjoy you.
In a lot of ways. Well, I guess actually it like doesn't always work out, but I'm like, I think that's how a lot of people go into high school too. It's like, they're like, I need something that's going to be
This is
like
my new nickname, and I'm going to just keep using it so everyone stops calling me Alexandra. Windsah.
That does feel like, right? It's like the first day in homeroom, and it's like going around. It's like, Alex, it's Windsah, and it's like, oh, that's who you are. Okay,
wow,
all right,
yeah.
all right.
Went to space camp, came back a completely different person. Okay.
Out of this world. Yeah, do you guys have anything that you want to say about the feud overall, or where you'd like to see it go?
Really enjoying seeing so much of Athena and Billie Starks now.
Yeah.
Like they set up such like a fun little, minion dynamic, and I'm having a good time with them.
Yeah, really, really enjoying it.
I thought this was a really fun match too. Like I just had a blast, and it just felt very busy in the way that, it's like you just don't get as many tags in the women's division always. So it's like, but I like tag matches because there's always something to look at. So
yeah. And honestly, I really liked that Athena pinned Toni because I kind of assumed Windsah was in there to eat the pin, as she does as a Pokemon.
We got a pin pick in here, sure.
Yeah, we're gonna feed a Pokemon, feed her a pin. And I like when the champ gets pinned in a tag match because I don't think that Toni's going to lose to Athena, but I like that Athena got that win. So, and Athena does that thing with her hair where she whips it back when she comes up, and then she just looks so cool and powerful. And I'm just so glad she's on TV.
Yeah, she does have that. It's like that brutal theatricality where it's just like, you're just like you're so bodily there. It's great.
Yeah, I know. I feel like she looks like more ferocious, like in her expressions and stuff, than before she left us for ROH. So it's like I feel like she got some reps in, or I don't know.
I also love that she has such a smirky energy though. Like she just like. I think she's got, I really love watching her wrestle. I can't stop thinking about, I don't know if this is what you were saying, but I can't stop thinking about Alex Windsor like wanting to get pinned, and so she's like hungry for pins. She's like, Windsah.
Yeah.
Hold me down, somebody. Windsor.
That's how she levels up. That's how she gets more powerful. Yeah. So that you can use her at like the rock gym and stuff.
Yeah. Shoulder to the mat, level up.
Yeah. She's a rock Pokemon. Yeah.
But then Toni took that from her.
A stage in becoming a wrestling fan is understanding who's there to be a pin pig and who's the pin pig in the group.
But then it's fun when that expectation is subverted. You say, wow. In fact, the star was the pin pig today.
No matter how bad the Pokemon wanted it.
Yeah.
The Pokemon's desires were denied. And that's
And that's where drama lives, you know, when the Pokemon's desires are subverted.
The thing I'm always asking about every story is, so where are the Pokemon's desires?
Yeah, what do the Pokemon want?
Yeah. And what's stopping them from getting it?
Yeah. And also, what's in that ball with them? Are they just trapped in there? Are they awake the whole time?
They get really small in there? Is that what's going? Like,
Do they have a little house? I mean, genuinely.
If I had a little house in a Pokeball and like people were throwing it open, being like, "Come fight in my match," it would be like, "Are you fucking out of your mind?" I'm in my house.
I was in there. You put me in my little tiny house that you pay for, where I'm watching all 12 episodes of the Ultimatum Queer Love in a row, and then you're gonna wake me up to come and beat up somebody else. Who also says their name all the time. I mean, I will if it makes me go back to my house, whatever, where the pretzels are, but give me a break.
No wonder Alex Windsor, she's coming out of the Pokeball. She's just going, Windsah, Windsah, Windsah. Like, pin me. I gotta get back.
She gotta see what's happening on this episode, on this series. Well, I'll spoil it for her about Ultimatum Queer Love. Everybody
What
needs to
is, now, I'm almost going to ask, like, what is this?
Oh my God. This should have been my, sorry, Mimi, this should have been my happy this week.
We got double
My
trouble.
grandma.
Oh my God.
Second round.
Okay, so cut all of this. Okay, so The Ultimatum is a Netflix show. It's a dating show where the concept is that they have like 5 couples, and in this season it's 5 lesbian couples, and there's one member of the couple who has issued an ultimatum to the other one that they have to get married, and the other one does not want to get married. So instead of working that out and communicating, they go on a Netflix dating reality show where, hold on to your butts, they solve this problem by taking all of these lesbian couples, and they put them in a house basically together, and then they say, okay, idiots, you're no longer dating, and you all get to date each other, and then they all go live with their new fake girlfriend. They call them their like pretend wife or their practice wife in an apartment for 3 weeks, and then they go back with their original partner and decide if they still want to get married, and they have to get engaged or break up like by the end of the season.
Anyone get engaged?
Yes. Oh, they all get engaged. They all
to
get
their
engaged.
original partners?
Their original partners, and they've all like finger banged their way through the most generic apartments you've ever seen on the Netflix budget.
They cannot be making it to the weddings though. Like what's the
They don't have the weddings on the show, but spoiler alert, like I think most of the couples ended up engaged from this season, which is insane, except for like 1 or 2, I think, out of like the 5. I think one didn't.
But they are sleeping with their pretend wives.
Some of them are and denying it, and then this was the whole thing. So they were all like, you can't sleep with anybody else, and then one of the other lesbians was like, I saw on our shared Spotify account that you pulled up our sex playlist, and it was a whole big drama.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Whoa. And I was like, amateur hour. You gotta have a burner. You know?
I'm like, what? But you like can't do it without a sex. Just don't put your sex playlist on.
Yeah,
it's like, calm down.
Yeah. And what is it? And is it Meatloaf's Bad Out of Hell too? Like obviously on repeat. Come on.
Wow.
That's incredible.
I think they should also do that for wrestlers, and it would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Tag teams.
Tag team
Tag team edition.
With an ultimatum.
Okay.
This actually can't get cut because that's
we're not
so
cutting
right.
it.
I love the idea. First of all, any tag team, like I want to see on AEW TV, one person being like, I'm giving you an ultimatum. Either you promise to be my tag partner for the rest of my life, or we break up now. Either you love me or you don't.
Yeah.
And then...
I was just going to say,
Chuck Taylor has to live with Luchasaurus for 3 weeks and decide if he wants to marry Trent or not.
And some of them are going to finger bang, and that is against the explicit rules.
And that's
sometimes people make out and then they cry because they're like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I have so many feelings, and it's like I'm trying to think of like 2 of the worst. It's like one of the Outrunners guys, and
it's like it could be anybody.
Anybody. My brain said you can't think of that. You have to stop right there.
Who else do we even have?
It's that's just the thing. The tag team division has been pretty.
I
guess
gone,
it's Shelton
right?
Benjamin.
But Osprey would give Swerve an ultimatum,
like
though.
Speedball and Kevin Knight. No, the most normal couple. You can't do that to them. They're rock solid.
But I'm like, how did they even end up in there? Like, it would just have to be something where it's like on a technicality where it's like one of them, they're like, we do want to get married, like tag team married forever. But like one of them is like, but I have to wait to get a certain visa for us to be able to do it. And then TK is like, you're on the show. You're on the show. They're like, no, we love each other. We don't. It's just purely a practical issue. He's like, you're on the show. You're on the show. You're on the show.
It's like, you're going to be living with a young buck for 3 weeks. Like, don't worry about it.
poor little Mike Bailey is living with Matt Jackson, just being like,
I don't want to get married.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So book that. Great.
Wow.
So glad we learned about
Wow.
that. That's everything to me. That's amazing. Okay. Well, I think that's enough of this topic, whatever it was. Okay. Okay. Do you guys know does the Nick, Shane, and Kip, did they come up with a new name for themselves that I've forgotten?
I don't think they've said it.
Great. So I know they don't want me to do this. Nick Wayne said, like, I'm a big boy now. Like, don't call me by my dad's faction name, but they'll be called the Neo-Patriarchy by me. So the Neo-Patriarchy had a promo on Collision where they said we don't want to be called the Patriarchy anymore. And Nick Wayne then got into a little fight with AR Fox for some reason about their past issues, and then AR Fox flirted with Shayna Wayne, and Nick was confused by that. And it's just like, Nick, come on. Like, what? You can't be a surprise at this point. Like, and you know that Christian hasn't been laying good pipe. Like, it's like
he's just getting triggered by anyone. It's like, I thought I could get rid of Christian and solve the problem, but like everyone's gonna flirt with my mom.
I do like that, like 18-year-old Nick Wayne really thought that he was going to go out on the road and just like absolutely score, but his like, it's like, oh, his mom's getting dragged along, but his mom's the one who's like racking up all the hits. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And it's like, I mean, it's like amazing. It's quite funny from a shoot angle as well. I'm just like, you're like, this is my first big boy job. And his mom said, I'll be coming along.
And I'll be on screen so everyone will know. Yeah.
And then then they had a fight. Nick and Kip fought AR Fox and Mr. Italy and Angelico. And they won. So that's good for them. Then on Dynamo. This is how the sausage gets made. Then on Dynamite, Christian Cage cut a promo that I didn't transcribe, so we're gonna have to work together here, okay? Because, and what I will say, it was quite a long promo. It was quite long. It was, I believe, 17 minutes. And I would say
that's crazy.
I didn't realize it was 17 minutes.
I didn't realize it was that long.
That's just the number that I saw. I haven't fact checked it. So if that's wrong, I apologize, Mr. Cage, and I would never purposefully libel you, besmirch you, slander you. Anyway, whatever. It was quite long, and that's a little too long. But what did he say in this promo?
He said a lot. I enjoyed this promo a lot because he was pretty funny in it. Like, I don't know that I totally followed like the narrative thing, but he, he said he was an asshole, and then what did he follow that up with? But like, I'm a something asshole.
Fun guy. No, he didn't. But I'm your asshole. No, well, wasn't it? I don't remember that at all.
He recounted like the terrible things that he had done.
Yes. Okay,
and like some of the specifics, like I told Copeland that I was going to cripple him, and I told like blah blah blah. So he like did really recount a bunch of that kind of stuff. Oh, he said
I became an asshole with feelings, and it cost me.
That's right.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like footage. Maybe sometimes found, maybe not found.
I don't know that he ever had. I don't think I've ever seen
a feeling.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It is funny for him to look back and be like, what did me in? And then be like, it was the feelings that did
it. Was the feelings. It's like, I don't know. I think it might have been like probably some of the other stuff. Like, it's like when you kept being mean to everyone about their dead dads. Like that might have been part of it, like for sure. Yeah. At one point he just said, were the things I said really that bad? Which is a great thing for, actually a very good thing for a villain to say in the extremely early stages of the redemption arc. Like that is a classic, like early Spike line, Is it really that bad? Like I think I've been fine this whole time. Yeah, but he was kind of working towards like he was like kind of putting Nick Wayne over a little bit. Yeah. And like kind of trying to wrap that up a little bit and like draw a line and be like, okay, I disown you guys, so the patriarchy are like definitely out. And after
Tony Schiavone also introduced him by saying the patriarchy was dismantled, which is such a funny thing to hear on wrestling television.
We did it!
Yeah. Wow!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that patriarchy. And then he also was bringing up Copeland and
he said that he was going to take extra special care of Copeland's wife too, so that's sweet.
And that was that's fine. That's respectful, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was appropriate for him to talk about gaping holes on account of, I was like, well, I heard that you weren't even laying good pipe. A phrase I can't stop saying. I know, I'm so sorry.
It just feels right for Christian, though. It feels so right.
And I was kind of like, I wouldn't be getting into all that. Okay, I wouldn't even try.
I did feel a little bit like, wow, he's going male Tony Storm here with the things he's getting away with saying on television, which is like, if you come up with a really creative way to phrase something repulsive, like apparently you can say whatever you want.
Apparently, and I don't know, sometimes like commentary was like saying some of Tony's lines, and they do that sometimes, but this week for some reason I was just like, is he allowed to do that? Like, I don't think that should be happening.
It's not for you.
It's not for you. Anyway, so then he went to leave, and at the top of the ramp, he was met by Shayna Wayne, who distracted him so that Kip and Nick Wayne could do this kind of like Toontown chair high five on his head, and they smashed him between the cymbals, and he was dead, and he's dead now. So we won't be seeing him again. He's dead.
Patriarchy's dead, I guess. Yeah.
Patriarchy's dead.
Find it so funny that all these segments end with Christian knocked unconscious and just lying pathetically on the ground. Like, I don't know. Like, everything about it is just cracking me up.
I think that, so what I'll say is, I found Cope's promo last week to be, like, completely nonsensical. I was just like, this is crazy. Christian, I found, like, it seemed much more to me like he was like, we have quite a few disparate plot lines that we're trying to bring together here in a sensical way. So I'm going to go out and try and do that. And it had kind of the cadence of like people kept dropping by his dressing room and being like, do you think you could work this in too? And he's like holding all of his notes like, I don't know, maybe I don't know, I'll try. Yeah.
I was relieved, at least. I was a little worried because go find yourself at All In. I love cheese, but even I was like,
a lot.
God, I groaned.
Yeah.
And Cope's thing last week, and like I have had so much runway for Cope. I don't know. Again, like as a new fan, I was on the Cope train even during all the weird blood remember when that little vampire guy came out of the stage?
Yeah,
I loved
that.
Incredible. No, like unironically, people were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Gargamel? Is that a Smurf guy?"
Something like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys know
came out of the stage?
that there's a service where people put up a price and you can pay money for them to come on your podcast, and Gangrel is one of those people, and you can get Gangrel on your podcast for like $100 for 30 minutes.
What did he do? He talk about
Leah, you can never come back.
I was like, I mean, we're probably not going to pay $100 to get Gangrel on our podcast, but
I'm seeing 3 thumbs up from over here. I'm seeing 3 thumbs up, so
I think it could be fun.
He's in the Hurt Syndicate.
It looks like Gangrel has been voted in.
So I'll just say that I have had a lot of, like, even when people were getting tired of him before he left, I was very much like an enjoyer of him. Whatever nonsense he was doing, he was making big swings. But he does feel like since he's come back, like he's trying to bend the universe of the show to him instead of like working within it in a way that's showing on screen that I am finding as a viewer frustrating. And this sort of felt like Christian's character being bent to the Copeland character. Yeah. And Christian is genuinely, I think, one of my favorite, I don't know how you guys feel.
I love him.
Genuinely one of my favorite parts of the show. Like, even when he had the fucking clipboard and everybody was so mad, I didn't care. I really didn't mind at all. I thought it was like funny, and they were doing their little skits and stuff like that, and he was just kind of hovering around, and like obviously because we know how it ended, which was the funniest way possible.
Yeah,
also true.
Absolutely biffing it at the finish line. That's comedy gold to me, baby. Like I'm in. So I don't know. Part of me was like, I know people really were down on this promo, and I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe because it was fine. No. To me, it was like fine. People were
there
like,
were a lot of parts of it to me that I was like, I think I can see why this is happening.
I can see the seams and stuff like that, and like his thing where when he loses his train of thought, he turns and acts as if the audience is like cutting him off, and he does the "I'm conducting my business" line, which I was like, that's kind of clever that you have a way to like re-get yourself on the line, but also the fact that I, an idiot, can see when that's happening, and you, Christian Cage, to me, one of the better promo givers on the show, is having to do that multiple times, is both that this is too long, and like I think even you are trying to hold this together.
Yeah, you got a few too many sticky notes. Like it's like a few too many people were like, can we bring all this stuff together in one promo? And the answer is no. You can't. Yeah. Like, And I do think I really like you saying that feels like Cope is trying to like bend the universe of the show around him, because that is how it feels. And also I'm like, and that's evil. Like it's like
well, and
that's what a villain does. A villain tries to like make the world fit you.
Damn.
You
and
know?
I'm like,
so
if you want to be evil, just be evil. Be evil guys together. Christian's so much more fun when he's evil. Just really be evil. Like
be
I don't
evil
know.
together.
Yeah.
God.
But I am relieved, I guess. I was a little worried that Christian Cage was going to come back and be like, I found myself, I eat, pray, love, and I am an asshole and I'm so sorry. So when he was like, I'm an asshole, but also I was right and fuck all you guys, I was like, okay, at least we haven't gone like full like Chris Statlander, I'm good now, don't ask why, don't look. And that, because that was like the whole story. They were like, you just have to be good. So at least they're like trying to give it a little bit more time, but like I don't even really want to see Christian Cage as a good guy. He's so fun to see.
I don't. It's like I wouldn't mind seeing Christian in like an accidental good guy role where it's like you get backed into the corner of being like, I've done such a particular set of bad things that somehow now I'm on the side of good, which I didn't mean to be, and I think you all are fucking schmucks, but I guess I'm over here. Like that would be fun.
Spike season 4, kind of.
Yeah, yes. It's like it all comes back to Buffy for us, but that's where the beats are, the easy beats to be like, yeah, that would be good for wrestling.
I think I get frustrated too with people's reaction because, like, to me, Christian has been like so fun this whole time and hasn't taken up like too much time for being an old guy. It's like he has these like snappy little segments that are fun, and I feel like people kind of react to him as though he's been like a Cope kind of this whole time now. Where it's like, let's not tar him with like Cope's brush here. Like this was definitely like too long, but it was still fun, and he was still trying to do some continuity with his character. So I feel like we can, you know.
Right, we don't have to. I'm not going to write Christian Cage off over this, although it certainly was not his finest performance by a long shot. But it did it's like I appreciate when I can see like, okay, I think you're trying to make stuff make sense in a way that mostly seems like the right way to try to make it make sense if you have to make it make sense. Whereas with Copeland last week, I was like, that's great. It's crazy to try and make it make sense that way. So. That's a nice little word soup for everyone to enjoy. Okay. Anything else? Oh, I think that's all. Oh, Kip Sabian. Guys, come on. Hey.
Oh my.
Looking good.
God.
Looking so good.
That is a man who was at the rave in the first Blade movie.
Oh like my
that
God.
is a man who was at the party in the Underworld films. Like
those flowing like
he's and the eyeliner
shirts.
And the pushback. Everyone has got to be talking more about how juicy good Kip Sabian looks on television every week.
Listen, I've been on this train for a long time.
Yeah, you are on the soapbox, as we say.
And I've been on that soapbox, but it's like he's in it's his era, it's his moment.
He's figured it out, yeah.
He is that sexy gay underworld fantasy mage. Like he has to be in a D&D movie. They have to make another one so that I can see him play some like absolute
him and Chris Pine bantering.
And then maybe
let's do it.
They could kiss on the mouth. I don't know. Like I don't think it happen. Once you're in that world.
It's fully crazy that Kip Sabian is married to Penelope Ford. It just feels like, wow.
She could also
human
be there,
sexuality is amazing.
She's welcome to come as well. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Hey, everyone come to this to the D&D sequel. Hey, get on in there. He's looking so good. It's like, it's really, I don't know. It feels like, and I wonder, it's like, maybe it's just really suiting him. Like he's kind of glowing because he's like, I'm Shayna's guy now. I'm like, and I don't think in that same way as Christian, but I think it's like maybe feeling really good.
She doesn't think that he is still sleeping at the footstool at the bottom of the bed. And he's like, but now I have a pillow.
I think maybe it's a little Osprey thing for him where he's like, my paws are permanently on the bed, but like kind of a little, a little nastier, but like,
once she goes to sleep and I'm allowed to put my paws on the bed. Yeah.
Just look, and I just look. Okay, great. Let's move on. The Forbidden Door tag tourney is well underway. I believe all participating teams have finally been announced. I don't have them listed here, but I wouldn't worry about it. We got Bang Bang Gang promo on Collision, and then they took out Big Bill and Brian Keith, and then the Bucks fought the Outrunners on Dynamite in their new role of lowly jobbers who got the ad break jobber entrance. And we did have some reportage from our friend Nicole, and I think Chai Mothboy also told us about this. They were at the show together, and it was a great show for you guys to be at. I'm really glad that you got to go to that one. They said that they were hamming like absolute kings in the ring the whole time. I don't know, they were playing like the package that was coming. It must have been the Hangman Mox package. Love it.
Yeah,
so good. Comedy
it's so
kings.
funny. The way
Comedy
they're
kings.
finding to humiliate them and how they're playing it up is just like so beautiful.
Yeah. To have the Chiron just called them local talent. It's so funny and correct for it to be like, oh, it's open season for bullying the Young Bucks. And like everyone, like it's like someone sent out a memo being like, and please remember, it is more than appropriate to bully the Young Bucks this summer. Now that they're not even.
You'll actually get another Renoir from Tony Khan's office.
And you'll get to set it on fire. So it was reported to us that Matt Jackson, while off camera, was hamming up like an absolute king. He wanted his mommy's little ham, and I think that was clear once he was on camera as well. Just looking really mad about his new lowly station.
So good. So good.
So good. And with that cute little top knot. I love that little top knot.
It was great. I mean, I have nothing important or good to add. Just good. Always good.
Just
good at wrestling.
Good
to look at. Good at comedy,
Good at his job. Any thoughts on the match in general or other appearance stuff?
It was very fun. It was very like, oh yeah, the Bucks can make anybody look good. Which is great. Outrunners, their gear, very dick forward, right?
What? And also the way that the cut of the pattern was, it looked like they had like little tidy whitey shorts, like tidy whitey underwear on, and then like Hot Topic tights on underneath. And I found that distracting.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, and then it was like, are your tidy whities like doing something here? Like, are these push-up underpants? Like, what's happening?
Well, but one thing I did notice, I was thinking about this after recent weeks. I was like, oh, we had the whole FTR Outrunners thing where it's kind of like FTR, like they're like taking it seriously as like we're 80s style wrestlers, but they're like doing kind of a goof of being 80s style wrestlers. And I was like, and look at their butts; they're very like nicely framed, no saggy bottoms there. So it's like, what does that say? I don't know what was happening in the underwear of the
FTR
80s.
Says that they are good learners and studiers of history, but apparently not.
Maybe FDR, like, they actually hadn't invented a lot of different types of elastic in the 80s. So, like, we don't use those for verisimilitude. Perhaps that's it. I want to bring up a pretty serious topic. Both Young Bucks are looking incredibly, incredibly beautiful. They have really phenomenal bodies right now, while still looking juicy. And, it's like, good. Let's be so careful. If I see even one more ab on either of you, it's intervention time. Okay, let's be so fucking careful.
We're really in a danger zone. And sometimes I feel like men, they start getting muscles and then they get addicted to muscles, and it's like, let's not go too far here, boys.
I get it. I have a collector's mindset. I understand. Like, it's like I do want all the Pokemon. I want to catch them all.
Windsah.
And I want to decorate their little houses. I get it. No, not one more app. Okay, you're pushing the limits of how many apps I think that you should have. Again, you look amazing. You look so good.
Yeah, you could take one app away. I'd be fine.
Take one app away. Look in the mirror on your way out of the house. Look in the mirror. Take one app.
Take one app off.
You've overdone it just a bit. Just take that one off. And it's just natural. It's just what people do. But
Yeah, sometimes you forget to put them back on, like myself. So it's fine.
I know. Well, it's like they should be gathering dust somewhere. Okay, nobody needs those. Nobody needs those. I understand. You want to have some of you want to have a certain number of them, and it's like I support you. I support you. All these wrestlers, like you want your emotional support abs. I understand it, but like let's just be easy. Okay, just be really easy.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry that we had to go there. But
that's important.
It
need to be said.
They're on the trajectory, and they've, and they're reaching the end point.
And let's be so clear. I mean, this goes forever. I would say to all of you in the wrestling world, just always be looking in that mirror on your way out, and take 1, 2, 3, even 4 abs off.
Just put them back.
you could really lose a lot of abs. And, look at those biceps. You could take a little bicep off, too.
And just forget you have them, Just forget, never put them back on. So.
And then just hydrate. Hydrate quite a bit. I don't need to hit the veins.
Hydrate. Let's not, one thing we don't need to cut. Let's actually add on. Let's add on. Yeah.
Well, let's have a healthy relationship to our caloric intake.
If we can. Listen, it's the work of a lifetime for all of us, but
certainly.
Let's stay attuned. So the Bucks won the match, and Okada came out to celebrate with them. And then they all continued beating the Outrunners up. Swerve's music hit. He came out for the save. He teamed up with the Outrunners to kick Okada around the ring like a little football. And then Okada eventually managed to roll himself out of the ring into what I've called the Bucks' loving but not very useful arms, because they hadn't helped much at all. And then Swerve immediately stomped all of them off the turnbuckle. And I thought, great. Mwah, perfect.
The most stressful move I think I ever watch is Swerve stomping. I don't ever want to safety police these guys. They know what they're doing. Yeah. They know how to do this stuff, but he makes it look so fucking cool and so goddamn dangerous every time. But this time especially, I have to say, both looked so dangerous. And also when he landed like Spider-Man and then winked at the camera, my clothes burst into flames. Yikes.
You gotta give it to Swerve, especially like he really knows where that camera is. God, and he's like, I'm gonna hit my mark of like getting a little face at the camera, and he always does it and it always looks fucking cool. It always looks cool.
Every time.
Yeah, knows what he's doing. But yeah, I agree. It's like every time I see it, I'm like, as it's happening, I'm like, and now for me, I have 2 sprained ankles, and they never become unsprained. Yeah, it's there.
I'm James Caan in Misery. Like it's gone.
I'm like, you know what? Just go ahead and take them off now. Just no need. Okay, so later in the show, Stokely Hathaway was cutting a promo on the whole tag tournament on behalf of FTR in the locker room with FTR behind him, making a lot of hand gestures that, to be honest, I actually didn't understand. I didn't really know what was like. At one point, it's like it seemed like FTR hair. Dax, bald. He's bald. FTR bald. Dax Harwood. It seemed like he was just being like 0.4. And I was like, I don't think we've done that many points. Like, I don't know what's happening. That might be on me. And FTR, so then the Young Bucks came in and interrupted. And FTR said that they're happy to see the Bucks getting their groove back. And they hope that they can all put the past behind them and see the Bucks in the finals of this tag tournament, which is we must have said this at some point, but the finals are going to be at Forbidden Door, right?
Yes.
Yeah, seems right. Okay. So, and then Stokely was like, you guys aren't EVPs anymore, right? And they were like, no, and then he screamed at them. And Matt Jackson said, everybody here is so damn fickle. I did feel, and this was funny, it's like the Bucks were funny, and it was funny of Stokely to scream, and I'm a little scared. I don't...
Yeah.
Hey, what? Hey, why are you guys talking?
I can't watch the Bucks and FTR in one more pay-per-view. We need a 5-year break.
PTSD or something at this point, because I'm like, I had that same reaction, and I was like, well, wait, I actually kind of am enjoying FTR right now. Like, I was like, wait, no, I'm having a good time with those guys. But my body still said, no.
It's like,
keeping that score,
You're like, these shrimp are fresh, but like your body's like, the last ones were not.
Yeah, the body keeps the score, and it's the FTR versus Young Bucks, who's wins and who's else,
I felt a little fear, and then I was like, how even is this tag tournament going to shake out? Because we have one team has gotten through to the semifinals already. That is FTR, right?
Yes.
Now the Bucks. And then the Bang
Whoever
Bang
won,
Gang.
I guess tonight?
Yeah, the Bang Bang Gang made it through, but now either Bandito and Brody King, or who are they fighting? Someone else.
I saw the bracket so many more times when it had no names on it than when it's
had
names, unfortunately.
Again, I should have. Listen, if I had done my job, we'd know, but we don't. So I just couldn't figure out, from looking at the bracket, I'm like, I don't know where we're going with any of this.
I know. I mean, in some ways it would be very funny to have the Bucks lose relatively early, like just in like since they're on a Max Caster / Ricochet humiliation tour. But I want to see them wrestle at Forbidden Door. So I'm
and
not going to watch Forbidden Door.
I feel like maybe if you were going to do that, maybe you would have them lose to the Outrunners, but I don't know.
Especially because in the past, I think we've gotten the sense that they've wanted to put them over. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how this is is it just gonna be the Bucks versus FTR again? And if so, like, what's the story of after who wins that?
And that seems...
I'd almost rather see the Bang Bang Gang win. I don't know.
I love it if the Bang Bang Gang won.
I love the Bang Bang Gang. And like, I'm so happy Juice is back, even though I can't look at his face.
No.
It's not right. And it upsets me. But
it's so smooth.
So smooth. And I feel like I think he's starting to grow the beard back in, which is good.
Well, why did it come off in the first place then?
I don't know.
Maybe he got like such a reaction from everyone that he was like, okay, fine. Like Tony Khan with Mina's music. It was like Will Ospreay being like, the missus is making me get a haircut. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see what happens. I just do feel, I think you're right. The body is keeping the score about it. And I'm just like, when I see the Bucks and FTR talking at this point, it's like, there's like alarms are blaring in my head. I'm like, you can't do this to me. You can't make me.
Yeah.
And I just like, is it whoever wins? So is it whoever wins the tournament fights? No, so it's whoever wins this eventually, I guess, fights for the tag team belts, but the match itself is at Forbidden Door. So like it would be like FTR versus the Bucks. Is that right? Yeah. Or is it whoever wins this tournament fights the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door?
I'll be perfectly frank, your guess is as good as mine. But that sounds like it should be right. That sounds like what would happen. So then, okay, so then
who can never be sure?
Who can never be sure. So the winner of this could go on to fight for the tag team belts. And Jet Speed aren't in this? No, because they just got murdered.
I think they lost, right?
They just got murdered.
Yeah. Poor Jet Speed.
I know.
At least they're going to make it out of the Ultimatum house. Okay, but God.
At least they have that
intact.
Imagine being stuck in a house with like one of the Jet Speeders on the Ultimatum, and like you're like kind of randy. You know, it's like one of these other tag teams. Like, I'm trying to fuck around. Like, I'm having a hard time with like my guy, and you're just constantly finding them in corners, like talking to each other, being like, "I love you so much.
I love you so much. I'm so sorry." Like looking at each other through windows, just like lip reading to each other. I'm like,
the guy's paired up with them so mad. Like, I got the worst guy. I got the worst fake husband.
It's like
Brody King sulking, making a frittata, not eating.
Sad. Like, I was trying to think, like, I was like, what is like a wrestling equivalent of like fucking around? You know, it's like obviously some of them can. Well, we don't have to get into all that, but I was like, what? There has to be some other thing that it's like, this is infidelity, and it's like lifting together, I guess. Like it's like someone just being like, he won't even live with me. Like he says that it would like be it would be equivalent to cheating on Kevin Knight.
Well, this was again a whole storyline. Part of the Ultimatum this season was where some of the exes like wouldn't acknowledge the other person when they were in like group settings, and that became like a whole source of drama. So it would be like, we were in the gym and they didn't even say hi to me. We've been dating for like 8 years, and like we've been tag team partners for like 8 years, and like that's my brother, and he won't even say hi to me. Like, it'd be really funny.
And then they're going on to get engaged.
Yeah, it's not. They're all going to get divorced. It's insane.
We have to follow every one of those marriages. Like, I'm like, this should be like the Ultimatum cinematic universe.
Especially because, spoiler alert, the couple that I spent the entire season going, oh, these fuckers are absolutely not going to make it. They doubled down and got engaged. And I was like, stunned.
Is this the first season of this, or have there been previous ones?
Oh, I think, I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I think maybe it's the first one with the lesbian cast, but I could be wrong. Yeah. This first one that I've watched, so the other ones don't count. Also,
yeah, wow. I feel like they should be getting like, I want to watch a version of this where they have like an on-staff anthropologist, basically, who they keep interviewing, being like, what is drawing these couple factors? It's like a psychologist or like a panel, basically, of just like, what does this tell us about human nature? And in the wrestling version of
this, it is RJ City in a little safari outfit. Yeah.
Yes.
What can we take from this, like, about the nature of wrestlers? Like, how did they come to this sport, and like, what has damaged them? How did they get damage with them?
Truth Magnum just cries. Yeah, just into the microphone.
Okay. So Renee interviewed Chris Statlander on Collision. And Stat was like, I have something to say. And Renee was like, is it about Willow? And Chris did, again, it's just the most insane thing I'd ever seen. It's like, she was just like, congratulations, Renee, you win $100,000, and then blew all of this like ripped up napkin confetti in Renee's face. It was the exact same demented energy as Kyle. Like something was happening backstage, okay? Something was happening. And she was like, I think that Willow should thank me for like blah, 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 the, stuff I've done in these matches, blah, 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 and for being the best damn friend she's ever had, and for reminding her that she said, Willow should thank me. Actually, I don't know what I wrote here, but basically she was like, I'm thankful that Willow has reminded me that I don't need Willow. I don't know what I wrote here. I wouldn't worry about it too much. She was mad, okay? She was mad, and she had kind of a really weird energy. And then we also got a promo from Willow on Dynamite, also demented, where she was like disappointed that Tekla doesn't want to be her friend. And then she was like, because you're in the triangle of madness. Like, we can all name shapes. Like, I can be in the trapezoid of Grapazoid. And so I could have my own clique. And I went and knocked at old Toni TK's door. And I asked for a match. And then she was doing this, like, not imitation. She was doing this, like, TK voice that was like, I'm not sure what's happening here. And then she said, because that's 100% how matches are made here. And I said, what's happening? What's going on?
It was insane. I was
great.
like, well, that's how Tony's going to sound in my head from now on. It was like, well, shit, or something. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those things where you were like, this feels like maybe like a discourse that I missed or something. Like, it feels like this is a reference to something that I just like didn't see happen. And now I'm like totally bewildered. But she was matching Chris's energy, but she didn't mention Chris once. And then she's going to fight Tekla, quote, however she wants to do it, upside down, right side up, on the moon, or in your web.
Hot.
Hot. Obviously hot. Yeah, obviously really hot. I couldn't, it's hard to know. It's hard to know what to make of some of this.
It has a real, like, I'd eat it in a box with the fox kind of vibe in a way.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Seuss, King of Wrestling.
I do like this thing that's kind of percolating with Chris's character of your apology not being accepted. I find that like very interesting as like, she had to turn face so she turned heel. I loved when she was a heel. Great. Her whole arc with Willow I thought was great, right? And then she had to turn face really fast because they needed somebody to go up against Mercedes. And I liked it kind of that I feel like a lot of times we're like, there are consequences to turning heel and face, right? And so I did kind of like initially that it seemed like they were going to be doing something like that where Stat's like, well, I'm good now. And I said, I'm sorry. And I like that in the wrestling world, Willow said, like, that's not good enough. And then they fought and Stat's like, but it's wrestling and there's rules. And if I jump through all the hoops and I win the tournament, then you have to forgive me, basically. And Willow's like, but I'm a person and that's not how this works. Yeah. And like, we can do all of the wrestling stuff, but I'm still mad at you as a person. And I like the counter side of that, which is Stat being like, well, then I'm just going to you're not going to be my friend again. And you think I'm a bad person still. Well, fuck you. I'm going to be a bad person. Like, well, I'll just double down. And so I find that kind of very appealing. I don't know if they were actually doing it on purpose, but I thought that was kind of an interesting way of like, oh, you don't think I can be a good person? Well, like, eat shit, like, like, which also feels kind of very real when somebody like doesn't accept your apology and your first reaction is to like double down
fuck you then.
Or get like, fuck you, like whatever.
Mad. Yeah.
And like, actually the test of being a good person is to be a good person even when you don't have that acceptance from the original person. Like, you have to just like do better. And I feel like maybe Chris's character is at the not doing better part and is like into the slipping into old habits, which I would kind of love because I love Chris as a heel, but I thought that could be kind of fun. So I don't know if that's like on purpose that they're trying to do that with her character, but I thought that was kind of neat. So we'll see what sort of happens. But I liked this little promo. It was unhinged, but if they are setting her up with something with Yuta and whatever the fallout of the Death Riders potentially is, I kind of liked what they're doing, even though it's soup and doesn't totally make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have really been like, I've been impressed that Chris and Willow have both, like, even though they haven't been getting time and, like, a lot of the beats they had to hit were kind of nonsensical, like, they have been trying to tell, like, a coherent, like, a through line, which I feel like is really good. I really appreciate it.
I definitely agree with that, and I agree with a lot of your analysis, BLORB, and I think it is, like, I think a certain amount of it has definitely been on purpose. I think it's getting a little more muddy for me now that the past, like, I don't know, it feels like the past, like, month-ish even. Like, it's like Stat is still really fixated on Willow, and Willow is not even mentioning it and not even mentioning her, which is, it's like, which also is very interesting, but I think it is hard when you're not getting the time. And so, like, when you're not, like, it's like,
with both of them, like, I want them both in the same room almost,
right?
To
it's
see
kind of like,
how they're
acting. Is this going to pay off somewhere, or like, I don't know. And then just like the matching weird energies also made me be like, well, I'm worried I'm not tracking something I should be tracking, but I liked all of this, and I like that they're being deranged. Obviously.
I do kind of like maybe if Willow's deranged energy was because she was like, and I'm fine, and I'm fine, and I'm fine.
And actually, I'm really most concerned with Tekka right now, so like, don't worry about anything else. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I think you might need a few more guideposts for that. But I will say, just on the record, of course, they're both Mommy's Little Ham contenders. Absolutely 1,000%. They're
and also Chris's makeup this week, Stat's makeup this week, maybe the best that I've ever seen.
She looked great. Yeah,
phenomenal.
She looked so good.
Just with the red on the inner corners on the bridge of her nose.
Yeah,
delicious. No.
And
wonderful job.
I have to say, Willow also looking so fucking cute. So fucking
and a
cute.
great shirt. Thank God Willow's.
Yeah, it is a great shirt.
It's a great shirt. I'd wear that shirt. Yeah. And I won't wear most of these shirts.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
A really limited number of them that are,
Didn't her skin look so good? She looked like really radiant.
Yes. Really
I felt
luminous.
Like I was like, wow.
Hair looked so cute, and she was saying all those crazy things. So yeah.
It was easy to be like, oh, Willow, you know, oh, you're so pretty.
And then I think we better just hit this final little topic. Max Caster came out in Chicago, and he said, I know things can get very scary in this city. And then he was talking, he was like being like, it's the murder capital. And I was like, yeah, it's where CM Punk is from. So yeah, we've all been really scared here for sure. Yeah. And he put 5 minutes on the clock for his open challenge with the exact same demented energy that we got from everybody else on Collision. I think it came up in the pre-production meeting. I don't know. Like, it was just like, let's go out there and let's have the fucking craziest night of all time. Because most of these are from Collision, and then the Mommy's Little Ham contenders from Dynamite, I believe I would limit it to Matt Jackson, of course, as per usual, and Mox in the middle of his match versus Hangman when he was like, Darby, what the fuck was that? I was like, don't worry, you weren't on board. I know. Something in the water. So he put the time on the clock. Anthony Bowens came out for the challenge, accompanied by Billy Gunn, and he just beat Max Caster around the ring. Really, he was clearly taking he's been taking things pretty personally, that he hasn't been winning, and he broke Max Caster's clipboard over his knee. And someone on commentary said, the U.S. Patent Office will have something to say.
That's so funny.
Incredible.
Like, I think actually our precious United States government has some other stuff going on right now.
Don't complain about it. They'll shut it down. Like, they don't need to know about. They don't
even remind them
that they have another department. Yeah.
And then he pulled Max up by the hair. He was screaming, "You are not the best wrestler alive. You are nothing without the pride of pro wrestling." And then he won the match, and he was continuing to beat up Max Caster, and Billy Gunn threw him off Max Caster and then like knelt to like tenderly like be like, is my estranged son all right? Like, of course I've always loved you, Max Caster, and I hope you're not hurt. And Anthony Bowens looked furious about it, and he's like creeping up behind Billy Gunn like he's considering murdering him from behind. And then at the last minute he like wrenches himself away and leaves, and he's heading back, and I think still like muttering some invectives. And Billy Gunn, I guess, was being like, think before you act, think before. Remember, the emotions move through the lake of the mind. Okay, so let them pass. What'd you make of all this?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Really, really loved it. I thought Max's face when Bowens came out was also maybe a contender for the award.
Oh, yeah.
He actually was doing like some capital A acting, like devastated, furious, like dread. And I thought that he did a really wonderful job. And I actually really thought, I mean, the Billy Gunn of it all, like, get him out of here. But actually following through, possibly. I'm always like scared to
You
give
never
anybody
know.
any credit, but like following through on the fact that Bowens' singles push hasn't been going how he wanted, and then
Yeah.
him taking that out on Max, who is this punching bag, and Max like didn't even fight back.
No.
And just their energy, and like Bowens going much more heel. And again, we support gay rights, we support gay wrongs.
In fact, sometimes I support gay wrongs more than I support gay rights.
More than, and in this case, like, I don't think that the face character has been working. So I'm
Yeah.
like, if they wanted to make him heel, I mean, and it's also like really baby. I really am like, Caster is so baby facing
Yeah,
himself through this
I know.
whole thing, and I'm just delighted by the whole thing. He has not gotten old for me.
No,
in these
I love
segments.
him.
He still makes me laugh. So it worked for me. I really liked it.
I
Yeah.
was obsessed with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it yet, unfortunately, but
Oh,
I
you haven't
forgot.
seen it yet?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
man.
And I forgot.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be an asshole being like,
No.
no.
no,
Book
sorry.
report
I really
and-
dropped
for
the
the
ball
class.
on this one. I didn't know Collision was going to have all this stuff on it.
Well, you couldn't have known
no, it's
what
gonna be a-
there was
it's
all
gonna
that
be a
stuff
fun
blowing
treat
through the
for you.
vents.
But I think it would be smart to flip the alignments, because it's been fun that they've actually like carried through like this acclaimed breakup where they're both still like so mad at each other, and Max Caster's
Yeah.
doing like
Yeah.
this deluded thing because he's like reacting to his breakup, and
And I don't even think that like they necessarily need to get back together unless they're going to do
No.
something differently with that, because like you could just use it to switch their alignments, right?
Yeah.
And you can have
Yeah.
Bowens go heel and see if that maybe works better, or
Yeah.
do something. Actually, give him a storyline. I don't know. That
Yeah,
isn't just him losing.
Bowens
It's
has
just
to
crazy
try
enough to
something.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like unfortunately so boring in his current iteration. So if
I
he like
just-
goes heel and is like so like driven by like malice and rage and like being mad that like Max Caster is more over than him, it's like that's something.
That's
know?
kind of something, right? And like he
It
is the
is.
more physically talented of the two, as
And
people tell me on the internet. I don't know.
He was good in this. He was good in this match
Yeah.
and this segment. Like his rage was really visceral, and it really, you could like feel the frustration of like, why do you get to come out here every week, do this stupid bit? Like it's like when it's everybody knows it's not true. Like you're not the best
Yeah,
wrestler
and I'm
alive.
trying to do this for real.
I'm trying
and
to be
everybody,
serious
I'm
about
a real
this.
wrestler, and
yeah,
and
like
they're doing
you
your
just make a
stupid
joke
cheer.
of it, and you're getting this time every single week. But not saying it that way, which is good.
Yeah.
But like just being like, you just get to come out here and like, and then everyone does your stupid fucking little chant. Like, it's like you could really feel like I was like, oh, this feels like right. And I actually thought, I was like, I don't think they'll do this. And I'm not totally sure that it would work. But I was like, I don't know. You could consider like having Max Caster do this and having Anthony Bowens come out and beat him up again. And like have Anthony Bowens just keep coming back and being like, I'm just coming out here for, it's like fucking therapy for me. I just come out here, beat you up. I'm like, that would really, to me, I'd be like, don't hit him. He's a baby. Stop it. He's hurting
again,
enough. Stop.
This could be their 3 weeks reunited in the Ultimatum Queer Love. I'm just saying that, and that's how the tag team gets back together, and they end up engaged at the end of the season,
But yeah, and you're
and
like,
then immediately divorced again
That's
because
not
it
gonna
is
go
a
good.
toxic
That's not gonna go
relationship.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
It is
I
funny
think,
too, because like talking about this, like I haven't wanted Max Caster to do anything different, because like I love this role for him, and it's like such a funny thing that really hasn't gotten old. But it's like, oh yeah, if Anthony Bowens was like beating him up all the time, like, and then he's getting babyface and Anthony Bowens is going heel, like, and then the first time Max Caster got a win against someone who came
Got a
up for the
win?
challenge
Oh my
would be
God.
huge. Like I would pop for it
Huge.
so big time.
absolutely.
I mean, there's something there.
I'm on his team. He's such a little rat boy, and I'm just on his team. I'm on his
Yeah.
team forever.
So many guys on this roster, I just get so mad at them, and then they make me forgive them immediately. And
know.
Caster, over the years, boy, we've all had our ups together. haven't we?
He is
But-
that ultimate roller coaster, you know.
Oh,
It's
like,
like,
right now we're all in the little cab going,
Yeah.
you know.
He'll never let us down again. No.
You know.
Yeah, I'm really interested in all of this, and I do agree that Billy Gunn could, probably should get out of it. But at the same time, it's like if I have to see Billy Gunn on TV, I
Yeah.
do think that he should be putting a tender hand on a
Cupping
younger
his
man's
face,
head,
yeah.
being like, "Are you okay? Oh God, why would he do that to you?" I'm like, that's the only role. That's an appropriate role. So, that's okay.
Should not be tagging in, should not be doing
No.
hot tags.
No.
Yeah.
Should just be there with the water bottle and saying, "Good for
And
you."
the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And touching his head. Yeah. Yeah.
The water bottle in the face. That's it.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about that I did not bring up?
No.
I don't think so. Can't think of anything.
I know. It's like could do another like tight 30 on Uncoupled, or what is this called? What is this show
Ultimatum
called?
Queer Love.
Ultimatum Queer Love.
Yeah.
Uncoupled is, I guess, is kind of what I think should be happening.
Should be happening, really,
Ultimatum
honestly.
Queer Love. No, it's
again,
conscious uncoupling.
by the time you get to the ultimatum, it's too late.
Too late. It's like, it's pretty clear that has to end. BLORB, thank you so much for jojoining us.
Thank you
so much for having me. This was so fun.
You
was great.
I had the best
you
time.
were a delight, and thank you again for all of the beautiful art that you've made for us. And you guys, I always say it in the outro, but I'll say it again now. Like, everyone, please go check out our shop at chop-tees.com, and you can see BLORB's beautiful, beautiful Our Pumps For Us gas station design. She is so talented.
Yeah,
Aw,
obsessed with it.
On that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ann.
And I've been BLORB.
And this is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod. Via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. Again, you can find our souvenir stand at chop-tees.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network. And you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty, and as always, please come back next week.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls, or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.